Zac wanted to capture some events in his life and relay that message and put this on a snare drum all the way around it. So every aspect of this drum has a meaning, and it's got a really special story about the Washoe Club. I mean, he actually works there, and he's going to get these famous ghost hunters to sign this drum. And we're going to tell you a little bit more about his account. We're going to talk about ghosts on this episode. We're going to talk about spirits. We're going to talk about this drum in particular, the sound of it, the construction of it, how we designed it, the sound of it. We're even going to sample it at the end of it, and then we're going to put it to music as well too in this episode of The Process. So if you're into paranormal activity, the dead, you might want to hang around this episode here. We've got a really cool story that involves the Washoe Club. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. This drum had a spookiness about it from the beginning. I guess what I really loved about this project is that every single bit of this drum had a meaning. It meant something. Every aspect of it, down to the sound, the construction of it, reinforcing the shell. This is a different type of shell right here. This is a segmented oak pine. The center parts are pine, staggered, laminated, individual cut pieces of pine wood. The top is going to be segmented oak, and we married this wood type together, and it really had a unique sound. In this episode, we're going to talk about the sound of this drum, and I feel like really more importantly than the sound, the meaning of this drum, what's behind it. I had the privilege to sample this beauty, and we're going to talk about the sounds of this thing. Me and Zac had a really interesting conversation about every aspect of this thing. I want to welcome Zac and Colin to the podcast. Let's do it. So Zac, I want you to tell me a little bit about this drum. Let's start at the cemetery.
So the cemetery goes way back to when first went. So back in 2010. The very first time we rolled up to Virginia City, there was a massive, I'll kind of go into detail with everything as I talk about that too, but that's where the lightning bolts come in, because there was a thunderstorm when we pulled up, and then I remember us checking into a hotel, and they had an indoor pool, which was closed at the time we showed up, and basically what happened is they said if we are really quiet, we can swim in the pool. And so me and my brother were both very quiet, and we got to swim in the pool after hours for, half hour. And then the next day, we basically just roamed around the whole town of Virginia City and explored, did our own ghost hunt and stuff. Mm-hmm. And we stopped into the Washoe Club, which is where I'm currently working today. And basically, they let me and my brother sit at the bar and drink root beers while my parents were drinking their alcohol and stuff. We did our own little investigations in the back and, did the ghost tours and stuff. So that's where the Washoe Club comes in, the lightning bolts, the cemetery. I remember we were walking into the cemetery. We had our ghost meter that my dad just bought me, and it went up a couple times, and so that was kind of a cool experience. Since we were outdoors, there's nothing to make it go off.
Yeah.
So my interest in the paranormal and put it on something that I do, something different that I do, which is really cool. To put all that stuff onto a musical instrument and, destroy silence with it pretty much.
If you want to hear more about this, we're going to have a link in the description with the podcast to kind of go into more depth about this. Now let's hear what it sounds like. This is low tuning here. Okay, I'm going to slow this loop down to about 30% and see how it sounds. Definitely has a lot of sizzle added to it. This is going to be a mid-range tuning. Definitely kind of decays pretty quickly. This here is kind of like a medium high. Alright, I'm going to slow this down to about 20. I'm going to slow this down to about 30%. Let's see how it sounds. Believe it or not, I feel like this drum really kind of wants to be tuned on higher. It's like it's really wanting to kind of go. Let's see how it goes on the higher register. Okay, let's hear it again. Okay, let's slow this one down here to about 25%. I really love this. You can hear the harmonics in the drum when you slow it down. Okay, let's go a little higher now. Yeah, let's really let's hear that again. Ouch! Oh my gosh, this thing cuts. Yeah, I think this is a great sounding drum. I think it really did. By putting those re-rings in it, I think it really brought it up a pitch. It almost kind of makes the drum kind of be a little bit more resonant. But at the same time, when you add mass to a shell, the more mass to the shell, the less that drum is going to resonate. Normally the lighter the drum is, the more that it resonates. Okay, but here it seems like with those re-rings and just adding some mass to it, and then all the extra stuff we put on it, all this stuff matters. We've got a 45 outside or a 45 inside going into it. I call it a vintage roundover, and it's basically the drum is that head is actually kind of rounded on the outside, about 3/16 of an inch, going into a real sharp 45 point, all the way around. I thought that was going to be really different. But overall, this is a very, very versatile drum. The recording that we used with this thing, we actually decided to go with like a lower tuning. I'm just going to play that right now. Here's the sample, and here's the sound with music. Now I'm going to put all of them together and see how they sound. I just want to say, whatever inspires you, whatever motivates you to move forward, do that. Whatever inspires you to make music, do that. Also, I want to tell you about Outlaw Drum's new collaboration. It is currently underway. We're pairing up with one of Jasper's new models, the 1841, with a matching snare. We're going to build a few of them starting off. They got their hands on some super old beechwood. Both are going to be made out of the same type of wood. We're going to pair these bad boys up. And we're going to be, so you got to really stay posted for this, because this is very unique. We're only going to do, this is going to be a limited run, and I'm super excited about it. So check these guys out over there at Jasper. They're really doing some really amazing stuff with guitars, and some of the cutout bodies that they're doing right now is something really crazy. It's patented. They've been working on for a while, and it basically makes the guitar very light, and it's going to resonate just insane. Because they go in, they cut out a lot of the extra wood in there, so it's very light, just resonates. And oh my gosh, I'm super excited to be a part of this. I just want to talk a second about Tony over there. You know, Tony is a master luthier. He's been doing this for almost 50 years, and oh my gosh, he's seen a lot. You know, and continuing to develop and innovate different sounds and different techniques really intrigues me. And us at Outlaw Drums, you know, it's really special to be a part of something that when you surround yourself with people that are constantly innovating and moving forward, you know, it just really does great things. And I'm super excited about it, to say the least. And, you know, these guys, man, they're amazing over there.